most gracious. If you ask me, what would I do to Tasneem Nasreen? Since Quran gives so many options, I would say I would call her for a public debate.
But the first alternative you would reject out of hand?
That depends upon the judge. The punishment may differ on every judge. Every punishment, if enough proof is given, if you read, since you asked, the topic is religious fundamentalism, if you refer to the Bible says, and Father can correct me if I'm wrong, in the 3rd book of the Old Testament, in Leviticus, chapter number 24, verse number 16, it states that any person who blasphemeth the name of thy Lord, he should certainly be put to death. Certainly be put to death. And the congregation, Father, if you want the Bible is available here. If you think I'm misquoting, I'm quoting verbatim, Father, from whichever version you want, whether the King James version or the Douay version. I'd like to complete the quotation. If you're a fundamentalist Christian, you have to follow the Bible. The Bible says in Leviticus, chapter number 24, verse number 16, that anyone who blasphemeth the name of the Lord, he shall certainly be put to death. And all the congregation shall surely stone him, even the stranger. For anyone who's born in the land and blasphemeth the name of the Lord, he shall be put to death. So if you're a good Christian, what does the Bible say? Anyone who blasphemeth the Lord, he should be put to death. There may be other options also given in the Bible, but this is one of them.
Father Pereira has something.
It's an important point, so let me give you a slightly different point of view. There's such a thing in the world as mob justice or rough justice or lynching. You're familiar with these terms. In the United States, for example, for many years, even until very recently, if you were a black, a group of white men could just say, he tried to rape my daughter, and they would lynch you on the spot. So in the same way, please realize that there's such a thing as rough justice, and a lot of this is taking place and sometimes in Islamic countries. I have here a report on which comes in from Pakistan, and says blasphemy laws are so vague that anyone can be murdered. I can give this to anyone if you want to make Xerox copies of it. It's unfortunate. Probably the only country in the Muslim world right now that has enough of ulema to handle these cases against the Shariat is Iran. That's why you never hear cases of this in Iran. But many other instances where you appeal to the Shariat or you appeal against to an interpretation of the Quran, and you find invariably that Maulana are much too politicized, and a lot of this thing comes from politics. So therefore, to say that Islam is responsible again is wrong. You've got to see the political context of a country, like Bangladesh, for example, like Pakistan, for example, like Algeria, for example, the Islamic Salvation Front, and other places like this. So this is very important to keep in mind. The instances of Dr. Bayar, etc., is what you'd call mob justice. I don't like you, you've bluffed him, come out, I'll kill you. And this is what they do, you're killed. Who has the right to execute? Only the state, after a due process of trial. The trouble is, in many countries, the democratic process is so weak, and we find this so in Bangladesh today. There's a fighting going on between the Prime Minister and the other opposition leader, between Zia and Hasina. And this is one reason why these things are taking place. Now they're coming out and say, no, no, don't ever threaten the woman, otherwise be careful. Note that the Maulana who has put that, that reward of 50,000 takas has not yet been arrested. There are 3 persons who have put rewards upon the head of Tasneem, but there's only the public notification has gone out that action can be taken, but no one has taken action yet. You see, many of these things do happen. And recently you had a case, probably you picked up in the papers, an Ayatollah Khamenei, I think, said that one Ayatollah can issue a fatwa which negates the previous fatwa. Why is it taking such a long time to say this? Huh? Why is it taking such a long time? Politics, you know from your own study of the whole Salman Rushdie case that the reason why Ayatollah Khomeini issued that fatwa was entirely political. You know it. So don't make Islam a scapegoat for the tricks of politicians. Don't make that. Christians have done this, plenty of examples of that. Hindus have done this, plenty of examples of that. Muslims are doing it, plenty of examples. Sikhs have done it, all right. You always have this kind of continual tension between religion and politics, and one will use the other. I'll give you plenty of examples from Christianity if you are patient to wait the evening. Plenty of examples. You see? So it's important to keep these 2 things in mind. rough justice, one thing, and there's no way in which we can excuse this kind of thing. But unfortunately, governments are too weak to enforce it, and that's why you have what you have.
Mr. Wagle.
डॉक्टर नायक ने डिबेटिंग स्किल्स तो बहुत सारे दिखाए हैं। मैं उनसे हाँ या ना में जवाब चाहता हूँ। तस्लीमा के खिलाफ जिन लोगों ने फतवा इशू किया, उस अमानवी फतवे का आप समर्थन करते हैं या निषेध करते हैं? Only one word.
Brother has asked me the question that do I agree with the death sentence given by certain people, whatever it is, maybe 2, 3 or 4, do I agree with the death sentence given on the head of Taslima Nasreen? In one word, believe me brother, I'm a Muslim fundamentalist, and my fundamentals of Islam do not allow me to give the answer in one word. Do not allow me. That's right, I'm telling you I will not answer, because I will have to call her in the court of law, and after I've examined her, after I've integrated her, and after she's given an equal opportunity to support herself, after she has been given an equal opportunity to support herself, can the death sentence be passed? Otherwise, no, I have not met her. I have not met her. If you have contacts, you can get in front of me. I can't. Islam does not give me the permission, brother. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm not exactly a full-time journalist, but Dr. Naik, do you think the people who have given this punishment, announced, pronounced, whatever, have given her that opportunity?
Brother has asked the question that have those people who have passed the death sentence, have they given her opportunity to clarify herself? I don't know. I don't know. Believe me, I don't know. Maybe, may not be. I don't know. I read in the papers, the news keep on altering. No, see, I'm speaking the truth. How do I know? I don't know personally. I read in the papers. In one paper it mentions she's 29 years old. One paper she's 31. One paper says 39. One paper says she's a plain MBBS doctor. The other paper says gynecologist. The other paper says anesthetist. You ask me what is she? I say I don't know.
डॉक्टर व्यास से पूछना चाहता हूँ कि बहुत सारे डॉक्टर नायक से हुए, इनसे पूछना चाहता हूँ कि इन्होंने हिंदू धर्म के बारे में बहुत सारी बातें कही, सनातन हिंदू धर्म के बारे में, और हिंदू धर्म में रिफॉर्म्स हुए क्योंकि हिंदू धर्म बड़ा, हिंदू धर्म का, सनातन हिंदू धर्म का मन बड़ा उदार था, इसे उन्होंने कहा। मुझे उनसे इतना ही पूछना है कि जो चारवाक से लेकर फुले आगरकर तक सारे रिफॉर्मिस्ट हुए, उन्हें जो तकलीफें झेलनी पड़ी, वो हिंदू धर्म के उदार मन की निशानी है या नहीं?
चारवाक से कहां तक?
अभी आज तक भी लीजिए आप।
इसका सीधा उत्तर यह है, मैंने पहले अपने वक्तव्य में कह दिया था कि वैचारिक विरोध के आधार पर शारीरिक कष्ट किसी को दिया जाए, इसका पहला उदाहरण गांधी हत्या का है। चारवाक को हम लोग बृहस्पति का अवतार मानते हैं।
सावित्रीबाई फुले पर भी पत्थर फेंके गए थे। गांधी हत्या पहला उदाहरण नहीं है, शंभुक का भी पहले उदाहरण है।
हाँ,
आगरकर की तो शव यात्रा निकाली गई थी।
देखिए, ये सारे उदाहरण अंग्रेजी शिक्षा के आने के बाद के हैं, इसलिए इन सब की जिम्मेदारी मैं अंग्रेजी शिक्षा को मानता हूं। एक शंभुक का उदाहरण आप छोड़ दीजिए, एक शंभुक का उदाहरण आप छोड़ दीजिए। मैंने कहा वैचारिक विरोध के आधार पर, वैचारिक विरोध का जहां तक चारवाक का आपने नाम लिया, आप इतिहास में कहीं नहीं बता सकते।
फिजिकल टॉर्चर तो हर रिफॉर्मिस्ट को किया गया है।
आप मुझे बताइए चारवाक पर कौन से अत्याचार है और आप किस इतिहास के आधार पर?
आप शंभुक के बारे में थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लेनेशन दीजिए।
पहले आप चारवाक को वापस ले लीजिए, फिर मैं शंभुक का उत्तर।
हर रिफॉर्मिस्ट को फिजिकल टॉर्चर किया गया है आज तक। जो जहां तक मैं अयोध्या तक बोलता हूं कि अयोध्या के बारे में बात करने वाले जो लोग हैं और हिंदू धर्म में जो खराब नीतियां है या खराब अंधश्रद्धाएं है, उनके खिलाफ बोलने वाले आज के जो आज तक के नए नौजवान हैं अंधश्रद्धा निर्मूलन समिति के, उनको भी फिजिकल टॉर्चर का सामना करना पड़ा है। यही मैं आपको कहता हूं, क्योंकि ये आपकी बात सच नहीं है कि रिफॉर्मिस्ट को कोई तकलीफ नहीं दी गई और सिर्फ डिबेट चलाया गया या डायलॉग चलाया गया। फिजिकल टॉर्चर तो हुआ ही है और इसके तो इतने सारे उदाहरण हैं, आप इतिहास पढ़ के वो निकाल सकते हैं।
आपने चारवाक से प्रारंभ किया, मेरी आपसे प्रार्थना, या आप बोले या मैं बोलूं, मेरी आपसे प्रार्थना है कि चारवाक को किस प्रकार का कष्ट दिया गया, ये आप किसी इतिहास के आधार पर हमें बता दीजिए, तो मैं